Hello, and welcome to another episode of Fab 4x4. This week is Thanksgiving week, so I took the whole week off. We are going to put a muffler and resonator on my 2011, where the muffler bolts up started to crack, and it's getting a little noisy. It's not bad, but it needs to get fixed. And then the resonator, when I got it, it needed a little bit of welding work done, and it's right behind this muffler, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now since I'm gonna have it apart. And then after that, my wife's Lincoln is starting to throw catalytic converter codes, so I have another one of those, and just in case I can't get the sensors out, I have sensors sitting on the shelf. And then my in-laws Chevy Equinox, it has a check engine light for the heater element in the downstream O2 sensor. After I changed the engine in it, I changed the O2 sensors at that time too, and I don't know if it was a bad sensor or what, but I got an aftermarket one where I got to splice the end on it. I didn't like that, but I put it on anyway. And then I just got an OEM one, so that one should be a pretty quick fix. Jack it up, put it on jack stands, and change the sensor out. Another thing I'm going to be doing a little bit different in this video is I'm going to use an action camera. It's kind of like a GoPro, to record underneath, so I don't have to use my cell phone. I can use some earbuds and listen to music while I work, but still get the recording. So we'll see how that works on my truck, and if I don't like it, well, go back to just using the cell phone. But that's why I am in cold gear, because I can't get my truck inside the garage, and it's like 50 degrees, and so I got to work in the driveway in 50-degree weather. I don't want to be that cold, so cold gear. All right, let's get to it. All right, so you come up underneath the truck. Right up on that top pipe. You can see it cracked right along. Yeah, all the way around it. So hopefully I'll be able to get those two bolts out. Easy enough. And those loose. And then come back here. Probably gonna have to replace that clamp. And that's where it was. Did a little bit of welding there when I got the truck, and that's how I cleaned it up. So that and that need to be replaced on this. Get the exhaust leak cleaned up, and we might run it without the muffler on it just to see how it sounds. So I'll get you set up, and So I just cut right through the band. I work back and forth, and once you get so far through, it'll pop on its own. You don't have to cut the pipe. There, that's where I cut. That's my other pipe. It was broke all the way around it. So hopefully I'll be able to get those 2 bolts out there easy enough, because I'll actually have to reuse those. And that one, I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. So this might be a bigger job than I thought it was going to be. So I gotta know what this sounds like with no muffler on it. So here we go. Key on. Fire in the hole. All right. All the new exhaust I'm putting on is on. The clamp for the lower pipe came apart, and so did the bolts for the upper pipe. Those bolts almost came right out. I was really surprised. So what I did to get them out was, they came loose. I did about 2 turns and they started getting tight, so I tightened them back down, and then I backed them off. They would go a little further, tighten them down, back them off, tighten them down, back them off. Eventually they came out, so I was able to reuse them. But I don't have clamps for either side of the resonator, so I'm gonna have to run to town and get some clamps to put it on. But I gotta go get my keys. Let's see how it sounds with the exhaust put in place. All right, got my keys. There's a little low. Start it up. Nice and quiet. Just the way I want it. Cruising down the highway, different set of tires on it. It'd be nice and quiet. All right, there's project 1 done. All except for 1 band clamp. Let's see. There's muffler, resonator, all that's junk. Next one is wife's car. So Lincoln MKC, we're going to be doing a catalytic converter and O2 sensors on it. Hopefully that'll keep the check engine light away while over the winter, so I don't have to worry about bigger problems happening. But we went to Harbor Freight. I got some jack stands and a new jack, because that one, I jacked it up on the driveway one time. It was uneven enough where it started to fold it with the weight of the truck. So we're gonna unpack some stuff, take a look, see what we got, and then pick up in the garage, and we'll maybe get her car in later tonight. Thanks for watching. All right, let's do some unboxing. I'm going to start with the 4-ton Daytona floor jack from Harbor Freight. I got it in black because I don't care about color, and that was the one that was on top. So it comes with a 2-piece handle. It just got a little spring retainer clip right there, just like the old 3-ton one I have. It's got knurling on 2 sections of it at the very end. It's got a little rubber bump pad, just like the old 3-ton one. Set that over here. It's got the operator's manual. Anyway. There's a slide in there. The handle can come up. I'm gonna do her pliers, pop that out. Let's roll the old 3-ton one out. Do a little comparison. So, one of the first things I noticed is on this 3-ton one, the wings off to the side are a lot wider. They've got like a design in the wheel that they didn't do on the 4-ton. The pad is bigger on the 3-ton one. I put little pinstripe tape on them. The rear wheels seem to be about the same, other than these are bolted or these are riveted tight. The 3-ton one seems to have a beefier framework to it. This old 3-ton has a spring-loaded deal, so the handle's easier to get out. Or this one just has a bolt. Pretty plain. Wonder if you can switch those. You cannot. or at least on the 3-ton, 4-ton. All in all, not super impressed. I thought it'd be a beefier version of this. And it does not look like that's what they did. This one's got grease zerks in different places, where this one's got just the one. Like, even on the wheel, there's a grease zerk on the front wheel. No grease zerk on the front wheel. So that's interesting. Well, but you can see that one's got some tip to it. Looks like this one goes the other way. So that's interesting. Maybe this one wasn't as bad as I thought. Maybe I just need to loosen some stuff up and straighten it. Put it back together. Maybe I'll have to do that with that one too. All right. Let's look at the jack stands. So I got 2 3-tons because they come in boxes of 2. So that gives me 4. I can pick up a vehicle, put them on all 4 corners. They can be way up in the air all the way around. And then I got them in black because they had 2 sets of black ones that were easy to get to. And I don't care about color. I actually picked up the jack stands before I got the jack. So it's kind of funny that I got black jack stands and then the black jack. And then I got a gray pair of 6-tons. And this is why I needed them. So the max height is 23 3/4. Minimum height is 15 1/8. The max height on these are 16 7/8, and minimum height is 11 1/4. So these are good for cars when you just kind of got to get underneath them and stuff. But when I go to do the axle, put the axle in, I need to have the frame at close to ride height. So I'm hoping that these 6-tons are enough to hold the frame at ride height while I put the axle underneath it. And then I can get if these aren't enough, I can maybe get a set of 12 tons. And those will be even bigger yet. But I don't know where I'm going to store these yet. Let's open them up and take a look at them though. So cardboard paper. First thing I see off the side is centimeters. I'll put them over. The color's pretty nice color. Mine's here. Perfect, putting these little safety pins in. So, open these guys up. Inside there's cast 6 ton. I'm going to use them. You can pick them up tight. And slide your pin in. And then you can put your little catch pin in. And you can go up or down. Doesn't matter what you do. So, this, and it's just the end of the pin. Black's pretty basic color, so really doesn't need for stop equipment. I'm wearing a black. Let's see if this one got a different fit. That was a loser. There you go. There's the difference between a 6-ton and a 3-ton. And then, if I had thought about it, what I would have done was put one at max lift. Here, let me put you back down. There. One's at max lift. So all the way down, it's fairly low. I mean, you can take the pin out and it'd drop a little more, but that much more. Then this one, it's all the way down. It's just a little bit shorter than this one, which is all the way up. And then you've got this one that's all the way up. So, and then you've got the unopened box, but they're the exact same as these. So, well, I bet I've got an unused jack stand. These are what they used to be. So, they changed them because I guess on the Harbor Freight ones, they were ripping here, and it would, because that's the only way they lock, is that this handle's got a little finger on it that go into these notches. Well, when they would rip, this pin would come out and the finger wouldn't catch here anymore, and it'd come all the way down. And it was, and so there was no safety pin, but Harbor Freight had a bunch of them like these too. They're old. They have recalls on them. You can't get them anymore. But they're pretty much the same thing. Same size. They don't have the window in them anymore, which is whatever. Not much difference there. But I got a bunch of these. Not from Harbor Freight, but I've got 6 of them. And if you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all in use, just holding the axles up. So had to buy some more so I can hold my wife's car up and get underneath it. Didn't have to do it with my truck because it's so high off the ground, but that's why we got them. So all in all, already unboxing. I'm gonna like these jack stands. I'm gonna like to have the option of the 6-ton jack stands. I'm gonna like the extra pin. They're a nice set of jack stands as far as I can tell. But the jacks, I don't know what they did. Don't know why they did it. But this old design versus this new design that's supposed to be heavier. Not impressed. Maybe they're different 3-ton to 3-ton, but I doubt it. Look, something else I noticed. The 4-ton's shorter. So the front wheels are about the same place. And so the old design's a couple inches longer. Maybe if you're tight for space, that makes a difference. But generally when I'm using a jack, I'm not worried about space. I'm worried about if it can lift it strong enough. So far, not impressed. Sorry, Harbor Freight. That one was a loss. Well, that's all I really got for unboxing. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back tomorrow working on the catalytic converter. Just got it sitting on the shelf, waiting for this week. Thanks for watching.